You are listening to the Exitology Unlock Your Profits, Unlock Your Potential show on the number one global business talk and news network on the internet, IBGR. International Business Growth Radio, the world of business at your fingertips. I am Jason Wally Waldron, the secret weapon behind owners, founders, and CEOs of blue-collar and industrial companies who apply exitology to grow faster and maximize the value of their business. When these owners feel trapped in their businesses, we apply exitology so you buy back your time and freedom. I am your host for today's show. I am honored to be joined on this show by Kelly Oliver. And we are talking this season about creating lasting value, even in a challenging economy. And Kelly has lots to share about this because she is the author of Maximizing Your Exit Strategy. But more importantly, Kelly has over 25 years of consulting experience. She's been helping business owners realize their company's strategic vision. As a female CEO, she owns an equity position in 12 companies and has served on the board for many others. And there is so much I could talk great about Kelly and all of her acumen. But instead of telling you how great she is, we're going to just pepper her with questions for the next hour. And so, Kelly, thank you for being here today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Wally. I so much appreciate being here and being invited to talk to you about this really interesting story. I could probably go on and on and on for hours, so I'll try to keep it to a minimum as much as I can. But hopefully the viewers and the listeners get to see something for themselves that they can take action on in what is going to be a very interesting time.
Yeah, and so we're going to have a lot to unpack here, and my hunch is that this is going to be one of these deals where this might be the beginning of many additional conversations. But within the concept of creating lasting value, even in a challenging economy, I'm hoping that maybe we can sort of set some ground rules for people in terms of where we are right now, because I look down, it's Cinco de Mayo 2023, right? Yay! And we are sitting here in this world where 33% of all of the money, as measured by M2, has been created over the last couple of years, and at the same time we're watching a slow motion banking crisis. Some people say it's not happening. BS, it's totally happening. We've got inflation that's transitory or not, depending on where you are, right? So, and we're in the middle of this this commercial real estate depression in many areas, and so there's so much to talk about. And so I'd just like to get your thoughts from almost a trends perspective, but also a value perspective. Like, just lay it on us for a couple of minutes. What do you see going on out there in all of these different areas of business? And let's just kind of unpack where we think we are right now and where we're going.
Certainly. So let's start with commercial real estate as the beginning topic. Commercial real estate, especially the office industry, has really been suffering. This isn't any new news for anyone. If you're in the commercial real estate space, you already know, whether you're an investor, a broker, an owner, or whoever, you already know there's a couple of headwinds that are coming your way. Some of it was predicated because of COVID. Some of it was already lending itself into this direction to begin with. So office space, right, being that people were starting to step away from their office space. And we already have seen, especially in the 2008 downturn, occupancy rates were down to 75%, so that was really challenging. Then it recovered a little, got some good headway, made some good sales, good transactions, which meant also that in those transactions, they were good transactions because the interest rate was at 2%. So they can make almost any deal work at an interest rate of 2%. But when those transactions happened in the late teens, right, we were at 2%, now all of those notes are starting to come due. Whether you're office, multifamily, doesn't make a difference. So those fundamentals that it is that people were making buying decisions on at the time, at the values that they were purchasing at, those fundamentals now, because the industry has changed, the economy has changed, the market has changed, those fundamentals don't work any longer.
So Can we unpack a couple things there that you just mentioned, because you talked about commercial real estate, right? And so first of all, commercial real estate kind of is almost like this hub in a wheel of a lot of different things, right? Because if you're a
Right,
manufacturer, for instance, you need a building to manufacture within, right? If
right.
you are a some type of accounting firm, for instance, and you want to follow the traditional model, you need a place for the humans to do the work, and kind of everything in between, right? So everything from very blue collar over on the one hand in creation, and all the way over to the more white collar sense. But you said that there's a number of different headwinds, and so can we identify maybe specifically what those are? I heard occupancy rates struggling for quite a while. Is
Mhm.
That's one of them?
That
Okay.
is, that absolutely is one of them. In office space in particular, and we're starting to see it. This is the very beginning of something that I think is going to happen in multifamily housing, because in the last 6 months in particular, last maybe a year, multifamily housing has really enjoyed some double digit growth. And then renters, because people had the money, they could pay more expensive rents.
Okay.
Certainly in those key areas and cities like Tampa, Florida, where I'm located,
Mm-hmm.
but Nashville and Austin and the North Carolina, all of these areas that have been growth potential areas are. I'm expecting we're going to see some occupancy rates start to really decrease and decline,
Okay.
because they can't afford the rates that it is that they're being at. So those have to come down at some point too. So
So
that's another troubled little market that's about ready to start.
okay. And again, we're talking about creating lasting value even in a challenging economy, but so far we're focusing on the challenging economy part of that equation. And
Mm-hmm.
my first question that comes up as you're talking about, you've defined a commercial real estate issue, and really something that it's been struggling since the 2008 crash, and I think we know that there's a lot of different reasons for that. Some of it's demographics, people work differently, and all of the things, right? But what I don't understand, and I'm hoping maybe you can help our listeners with, is how does the other side of the multifamily equation spill over into building a business? How does that all fit together for those of us who don't see as many parts of the economy as you do?
Sure. So, as a business owner, depending on where your business is located, you may have trouble or experience trouble having employees come to your location. Because if they are having to pay high rents in the area where you're located, that means they may have to move further out, which means their distance to get to your work location may take longer. Think in terms of restaurants in a downtown area. Downtown markets are notoriously the most expensive places to live.
Mm, mm-hmm.
So if you're paying a restaurant worker, maybe even minimum wage, $15 an hour, but
Mm-hmm.
they really can't afford to live close to where they work, that pushes them farther out. And the farther out they go, they could go find that same job, $15 an hour, closer to where they live.
Okay. So
Mhm.
so there's a lot of different challenges then, because I know one of the philosophies that we have at Exitology is that some of the most important investments you can make in your business is growing your people, right? And your
Yeah,
people are right. Your people, your processes, your human capital is something that we really, really want to develop. What you're saying is that the challenge of doing that, particularly if you're in the middle of an expensive area, or particularly if you're far away from where most of that housing stock is, and it becomes challenging for people to even show up, they're going to naturally go, like any of us would, find a better opportunity. And then us as the business owners who are trying to create that transferable value, we're gonna have some challenges to deal with.
absolutely. Absolutely. And so it works on both sides, right? Not
Yep.
just the business owners and the people that are, struggling to get their business launched or off the
Mm-hmm.
ground or recover. I mean, I still think there's a ton of businesses that are trying to still recover,
Yep.
which is something we're not talking about. I'm shocked that we're not talking about it. But in the 2000s, when all these businesses took the SBA money, which was really basically free money at the time, all those notes are coming due.
Okay.
So if they hadn't already paid that off, that's going to be another added expense to their bottom line to start paying, because those became due fourth quarter of last year.
So
No
that's what.
one's reporting on that.
Yeah. So I'm hearing a lot. The word perfect storm almost comes to mind, and I know it's overused, but it really, right? It's a perfect storm of a lot of demographic issues and timing
Yeah.
issues and all these other things. So as we're kind of thinking about where we're at, maybe take a minute and tell us your crystal ball, if as it pertains especially to growing your business and helping somebody exit over the next 3 to 5 years. Who's going to win this game? Even if we know there's going to be a lot of losers because of all this stuff, who's going to win this game?
Oh, so this is a great question to ask. And it's all going to be about people dynamic and what it is that they want to take action on. So
Okay.
something that I have learned in all of my years and my experience of buying and selling businesses, doing transactions, investing, losing millions, making millions.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I know. Anytime there is significant change in the market, there is always opportunity. And it's up to you to kind of zone in on those areas, get laser focused about where you want those opportunities to be. So
Okay.
having the breadth of what it is we're about to say, just know that this is the most opportune time. I think the most wealth will be transitioned in the next 5 years. So if you want to be
Awesome.
on that wealth receiving side,
Mm-hmm.
you want to take a look at how are you going to batten down your hatches?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to take a look at your future plans and where it is that you want to go, and then put a strategy together for that?
Beautiful. So Kelly, I appreciate you for sharing all of this and really helping us outline where we are right now and starting to give us a peek into your crystal ball. We're going to take a short break here real quick, but what I would invite you all to do is check out businessicongroup.com, which is where you can learn more about these strategies, and we'll be right back with you on the Exitology Show.
Thank you.